Hello and welcome back to the channel. I am here in Amman, the capital of Jordan. I took a flight here from Erbil in Iraqi Kurdistan with Royal Jordanian Airlines, a couple $100 or so, and I needed a PCR test to enter Jordan here, even though I'm fully vaccinated. And now I'm here. I can't wait to explore. The weather is perfect this time of year in early winter, and I'm staying here in the traditional part of Amman, which is kind of like the old town. This is my hotel, AMMAN, just a stone's throw away from the Roman theatre behind over there, and at the top of the hill where I'm going for sunset, the Citadel. I think I've paid around £68 for this room for 3 nights. Works out about £22.50 per night. £1 is pretty much 1 Jordanian dinar, so they're very similar and easy to compare. I'm gonna head out now and start walking through the streets and showing you my first impressions. I arrived yesterday and I haven't had much time to see the city so far. Leaving the hotel and embarking on the streets for the first time. Amman is pretty hilly. Like Rome, it was built on 7 hills originally, but now it resides on more than 20. Entering into what is the old Roman Forum area. Jordan is now my 51st country. Iraq was number 50, and just before Christmas, an easy one to finish up the year on. A country very used to tourists and accommodating to all visitors, with a solid tourist infrastructure set up. This area is buzzing with activity here in the late afternoon. The Roman theatre is immediately behind me, and this was once one of the largest public squares in Imperial Rome. All that's left of it, though, are these pillars or columns running in a straight line today. As I mentioned, Amman is quite a hilly city, and it's a little bit of a walk up and down if you choose to venture around on foot. Now, I think that most of Amman is not really that old. A lot of it was built during the 20th century. That goes especially for the western side of the city, which is really quite modern, and this is more of a traditional area full of bazaars and stuff like that. So at the moment I am heading through the older part of Amman to reach the Citadel, which overlooks a lot of the traditional part of the city, so it does require a little bit of walking up to the top of the hill. Amman Citadel. Now inside the Citadel, 3 Jordanian dinars to enter, not that expensive. It closes in about 10 minutes and I'm trying to catch the last glimpses of sunset right atop the old part of the city here. Breathtaking views. You can see the Roman theatre in the distance where I was just about half an hour ago. This here is the Temple of Hercules, built during the reign of Marcus Aurelius. Just made it to the back of the site in time to catch the last glimpses of sunset. This is Jebel al-Kala, or the highest hill here in Amman. The Umayyad Palace on the top of the citadel here as well, dating back to about 720 AD. Look at the colours in the sky. After the sunsets, it's worth sticking around after dark to see some of the citadel lit up at night and also views of the city around. So after visiting the citadel, I'm here with Fatma and we are about to try some falafel and food and hummus here at Hashem Restaurant, which is one of the most famous in Jordan, not just Amman. If you mention the name of it, everyone will know. So I've tried all of these things before, but never in Jordan, of course, as it's only my first few days. Hummus is amazing and oily. Let's try the full. And of course the famous falafel. Really good. Which one's your favorite?
Hummus, for sure.
Okay, no brainer. So just finished the falafel there, and Fatma here is guiding me around Amman, and after 5 minutes she is already lost.
Not lost. I know where we are. Huh? Not because of anything.
In this quite cool cafe with a great view out over hilly Amman, and it's kind of hidden down a very quiet alley, and lots of people smoking shisha, drinking tea, hanging out here. So we have tea here. What's the name of this that's in the tea?
Miramia.
Miramia. And it's sage, I think. Lots of street graffiti on the walls around. as well as some cool cafes. Amman feels really quiet at night time. You can't hear the traffic when you're at the top of one of its many hills. I quite like the vibe on first impressions. Hello, welcome back to Amman. It's the next day after visiting some of those cafes last night. I thought I would return to the Hashemite Plaza this morning and actually go inside and visit the Roman Theatre. Before coming back to the Roman Theatre today, I visited the Jordan Museum, which is just 5 JD to enter, and it contains some stuff that's really worth seeing. The world's oldest known statues, which date back over 9,500 years to 7,500 BC. So incredibly old. These plaster mannequins are some of the most impressive historical things you'll see from anywhere around the world. The museum also contains some other things to do with Jordan's history, alongside the Dead Sea Scrolls, which are not allowed to take any pictures or videos of. Starting to get a little bit out of breath here. I'm nearly at the top of the Roman Theatre. The steps are quite steep indeed, but I'm sure there's going to be yet some more good views from the top. Here we go, views from the highest row of the Roman Theatre. And a few things I'm finding out here early on. Jordan is quite an expensive country. Entrance to sites like this, the Citadel, the museum, are not expensive. But in terms of accommodation, food, and other prices you may find for general goods are quite high. And I'm interested to know if any Jordanians watching this video find it high from a local perspective. Depending on what your salaries are, I'm interested to know, because for tourists, it's one of the few countries as a Brit where our exchange rate isn't great. We actually get less Jordanian dinars than we do for the pound. It's a strong currency. I think only Kuwait is stronger. The Citadel, where I was last night, is just there. You can see the Temple of Hercules in the distance. Much more overcast today after that amazing sunset last night. So it's a bit later and I'm here in Shahrazad Restaurant, which is quite famous here in Amman. I'm here with Ahmed and his sister Nahil, and we have what is one of the main things to eat here, which is this kind of like pizza type of meat bread. It's called arayas, and I haven't tried the national dish of Jordan yet, which is called mansaf, but we have collected some from another restaurant and brought it here. So as you can see, the lamb meat is right there with the rice and the nuts. So looking forward to trying it all. So Nahil, maybe you can show me how you do the mansaf.
You pour this soap. It's called jamiyat kara. Here. And the traditional is to try it with your hands. So
yeah,
you would eat it with your hands?
Dig in, yes, I'll eat it with my hands.
Let's see. Ahmed, you must teach him. Yalla Ahmed.
Okay. Yeah, الرز كتير معجن. Yeah, it's not. Oh.
Nice one.
Or you can easily just
Go.
So the sauce here consists of oil, and it's yogurt that you're putting on the rice and the lamb here with the nuts.
ولا بنحاسب؟
لازم اعطيك الفاتوره بتحاسبها.
So after finishing dinner, we have taken a trip over to one of Amman's most picturesque streets, Rainbow Street, which is all lit up nicely here at night time, and a spot where lots of people are taking their Instagram pictures. There's lots of cafes in this area. We're just going to have a little walk around now. So just off Rainbow Street, we have now come to a cafe, Christmas trees and all, and we have some shisha here. Wouldn't be a night in Amman without shisha. Everyone seems to be smoking it as well. So yeah, just enjoying our time, chilling out. That's what a lot of people do in Amman. They come to cafes and they drink tea and do shisha. Yeah. Mad skills. So we've now left the cafe, and I'm going to end this first video from Jordan here, shot across 2 days. I hope it gave you a good taste of life here in the capital. I've got so much to cover here in the country, heading down of course to Petra, one of the 7 wonders of the world, Wadi Rum, probably a day trip to the nearby city of Salt. So lots planned, and until then I will see you on the next one. Peace.